Hi, my name is Carrie Baker,
And my name is Addison Hill.
and Addison is my 14-year-old son.
My mom has been going through chemotherapy and radiation treatment for 3 years now, since late December of 2014.
And Addison has, in that time, had to grow up very quickly. And he's really stepped up. He has been like my right arm.
Especially with chemo hitting all the bad spots, giving every possible thing wrong you could get.
Yeah, well, it has its moments, but it's doable.
Yeah, like when you get neuropathy, you can't feel anything, and then you get extremely exhausted almost immediately for no apparent reason.
The fatigue is probably the hardest row to hoe in this whole ordeal. It does cause a lot of fatigue.
You have to come here to Hope Lodge 4 days every 2 weeks and then have to get injected with poison and a lot of other stuff just so that you can survive.
Do you want to say a little bit about what Hope Lodge is?
Hope Lodge is the building that we're currently in. It's a building that has rooms for cancer patients as they're healing from the chemotherapy. And it's every time that they come in, they can come at a room at Hope Lodge until they're feeling better, good enough to go home. They make meals every night at 6 o'clock. They have a lot of different things that you could have at Hope Lodge. There are really kind people here. There's tons of places for people to talk, hang out, rest. Pretty much, even though it's not fun, chemo paradise.
So who sponsors Hope Lodge?
UVM Medical Center here in Vermont.
And?
The American Cancer Society.
Correct. And Hope Lodge I refer to it as a home away from home. If you need to be somewhere and you can't be home, I can't think of a better place to be when you're on therapy. Because not only do they take care of things like meals and a place to sleep and a place to shower, a place to launder your clothes, but it also gives you the opportunity to meet other people that are going through things that are similar to you. Sometimes you meet somebody who's going through the exact same thing as you are, and you just compare notes. And other times you meet somebody who's going through a totally different type of cancer, and you become educated. It's also nice when you have a new person come in who is just starting therapy, and they're usually frightened for obvious reasons. And part of being frightened is the fact that you don't know what to expect. And when you can explain to them, radiation isn't fun, but it's really not that bad. And the same with chemo. You may not feel well, but it doesn't last forever. It just lasts for, a few days generally, and then you start to feel better. I refer back to what my doctor told me at the very beginning. She said, you're going to have days where you feel like crap. And what you need to do on those days when you feel really bad is concentrate on the fact that it's not going to last forever, and in a couple days you're going to feel better. So that's what I do. If I don't feel well, I think about when I'm going to feel well. And it does make a big difference.
And whenever she comes home, it's always into the responsibility of a lot of other people. If you are going through chemo and you go home, you will still be there as happy as you can be, but you're not going to be able to do a lot of things that you can usually do. During the first few months of treatment, I had to go and do grocery shopping. I had to do a lot of things around the house that I wouldn't normally do, but all I could think of was that I was at least happy that I was helping my mom out in this time of struggle.
Like I said, he really stepped up, and he would offer to do things that children his age don't generally offer to do, like dishes and vacuuming and things that he knew would take a lot out of me. And he grew up a lot. It's kind of, I feel kind of mixed about it, because I kind of feel like some of the innocence of childhood was taken away with the diagnosis. But on the same token, it gave him the opportunity to grow up, and I can see the man he's going to be when he gets older, and I'm very proud of that man.